Hey, it's Johnny Walker again. So I got this rear handle type 2511 T. Not really a T, I guess. Really top handle, right? But yeah, very unique. Um, done the porting to it. Did some lower transfer work. Gasket delete. And a little bit of intake. That's all I did to it. Kind of similar to like Charles Briscoe on his YouTube video, but they're quite a tiny motor. You got to watch your little bits. It's very hard to pour. You got to have a steady hand and the little 1/8" shanks. So here's the whole motor assembly, right? So I'm going to put it into the frame here now, and I've got all my bolts in bags that I marked. I said that the other night. So I'm going to just put this in here, and we'll just see how long it takes to kind of put back together. I'm still going to do a muffler mod, but that'll come along this afternoon. Okay, so let's get this motor unit into the frame here. Kerplunk. Put it over and find our cylinder screws. Should be 3. Yeah, there they are right there. Marked in the bag. So yeah, 3 cylinder screws. 1, 2, 3. Get those in there. Not a lot to these saws. This one was quite easy to work on. It maybe took 20 minutes to take it apart, if that. Okay, so get our 3 screws in there. And I see a couple guys doing timing advances on these. I don't know if they really need it, but maybe they do. Maybe it helps a little bit, but I kind of don't like to mess with that too much. Okay, so there's our motor unit back in. Now your carb boot here, there's 2 intake screws that go down into there. So I got them marked there. Intake screws, so 2 silver little 4mm type ones. We'll get those in. Nice day out today. It's Sunday. Decided to just get this saw done this morning. Then me and Shelly might go to the beach and do a little swimming with the dog. Okay, our intake one's on now. Okay, let's go back to this side here and get our coil and flywheel and put back on. So over here I got the flywheel. The flywheel nut's already on the crank because I was using it when I was timing it, and there's the keyway stuck to the magnet, okay? Always a good idea to do it that way. Let's take our flywheel nut off. Okay, get our keyway. Get it into the spot of the crank. Being a little stubborn. Nice that it has a separate keyway versus the integral type one. I kind of prefer these better on all saws, Husky, Stills, you name it. Okay, we'll get that little tap in with our T-wrench here. It's a big keyway. Okay. Okay, that's in there. Let's get our flywheel put on. Okay, get it on there. Give it a little tap. Find our nut again. It's on the end of the socket. 13 mil to take this off, or was it 12? Yeah, I think it was 12. It's a 12. So get your 12mm and tighten it up. I forgot that one was a 12, not a 13. Okay, hold the flywheel by hand. Give her a good wrap. Good to go. Now we got our coil. And the coil on these have a plastic spacer between the cylinder block and the coil itself to protect the heat from the transfer to the coil. Keep it cool. Okay, so he's got two spots, a little larger spot and a bigger spot. I imagine that goes like that to hold it in place. Bigger flange kind of goes on the post of the cylinder. Just kind of hold it in place while you screw the coil down. Okay. Better get this coil on proper, eh? Alrighty. Get our wires out of the way for the switch wires. Get our coil down on here. Okay. Get our screws started with our T27 Torx. Fits almost all the screws on this. I don't know what kind of ignition advance these have in them. Never done it with a timing light or degree wheel or anything like that, but they work pretty good. The ones that we sold, most guys have liked these. Gap in the coil. I have my basic still gapper. It's probably it's 1.2 millimeter or something. Yeah, 0.2 mil, probably about 10 thou. Okay, get your magnets lined up to the coil. So it kind of sucks the coil into the flywheel. And tighten your bolts. And kerplunk, your ignition is set. The coil gap is set. Okay. Oh, missed one step. One of the screws, your negative wire for your switch goes on. So we're just going to take that one back out. That one's still on. Shouldn't move. So you haven't done a lot of these. I should have known that, right? Okay. Just watch your routing of your wires. That's a little straighter. Okay, switch wire hooked on. And route the wires down in their little channel here. They got a little channel so they don't get caught up in the starter there, right? Get our negative one down into there. Okay, and our switch wire down in there. Alright, in the grooves, nothing's going to rub or touch it. Okay, so that's that side in, coil's in, flywheel's on. Now I left the screws, I always screw the screws back into spots, sometimes on units, so you can remember where they go as well, right? So we're going to take our 3 screws out for our starter. Put our starter back on. Go grab that, it's in the other box here. Nice little starter system. Okay. Oh, we gotta get our plug lead down into this hole here first. Don't forget that, the plug lead to the plug. Okay, it's got to poke through this hole down here. Gotta wiggle it around in there a bit. Come on. Get through there. There we go. Down there. Your plug. There we go. There's the coil or the spark plug heading through. Now we can put the starter on. Oh, missed one screw. Screws for the mount. Okay. There we go. There's 3 screws in there. Okay, set it down. A little grommet back there, it kind of fits under. Come on. Okay, put our screws back in. Echo makes some great products, you know. They're weed eaters, they're blowers, they're saws, they're priced decent. You know, they do sell stuff in Home Depot, but big deal, that gives them more of a selling power in the world. If they didn't sell them in Home Depot, they wouldn't sell as many probably. You know, Echo was, I believe, the first inventor of the backpack blower, and maybe even the grass or the a brush cutter. They had a few things they're known for at the beginning, eh? That's not fitting too well. Let's loosen these ones off a little bit. Okay, get that in there. Oh, why is that not working so good? Something in the way here? No, looks like it. Let's just loosen everything off a little bit more. Move the starter around a little bit. Just a screw. There we go. Just try to move it around a little bit. Not quite squared out there. It's nice that, you know, Echo still has adjustable carburetors. They're meeting the EPA specs, I guess, with their stuff they do. That's good. Okay, there's our starter on. Now let's go to this side, and we're going to hook the oiler system up, and then we'll get on to the carburetor. The oiler here, there's our clutch, and our bar plate. And there's a little cover. The oiler is pretty simple. Just got your line from the oiler compartment, and your feed line over there, which is already on the oil pump here. Get your 2 screws that I put in the bag. Get your oiler over to where it's gonna mount. Where's our little adjuster hole? Right up top there, yeah. So that fits that way, actually. Eh? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's pretty easy. Pretty simple. Just had to turn it the right way. Normally they're the other way on bigger saws. Okay, take our 2 screws. Screw the oiler down. I do have an adjustable oiler. They seem to oil good enough for the size of bar and chains guys are running on them. Most guys, you know, they come with low pro 3/8. Some guys are switching them over to 1/4 pitch, which is cool, lightweight and fast. All right, there we go. Now let's get our little cover plate on here. It just kind of snaps in somehow. There we go. Snapped in there. Okay, that's it. Now let's put our clutch on and our oiler drive gear. I put a strap between it all here so you remember the combination it goes. I do know which way it goes, but I just thought I'd show people that. Washer first, then the worm gear or oiler drive gear, then your sprocket, which yes is 325. Bonus, because I wondered about that, because this felt like the customer has bought the Versalite bar. So okay, so there we go. Let's get the little bit of ratchet moving here. Oh, it's 13 mil, that's right. Flywheel nuts 12 mil, clutch nuts 13. bar and chain on it, run it. Let's put our bar plate back on. Take the chain catcher screw back out because it holds it down onto the crankcase here, okay? Take that back off. Our bar plate on. And our chain catcher screw back in. I believe he's bought some bigger felling spikes for this thing, bigger dogs. I'm not sure if they're in the box, I'll go look. But there you go, there's our clutch on, our flywheel and starter on. Now let's put the carburetor on, and you just gotta watch on the carburetor. There's a few little things to kind of watch for. There's a couple little plugs here you put in beside the rubber boot of the intake. They're kind of dust covers, just to keep stuff coming from the fan and the cooling system into the carburetor division, right? Carburetor area. So put your little black plugs back in. What a man, I got music going. I'm not supposed to have music on, eh? Rules about everything these days, eh? Rules, rules, rules. Okay, there's also a little tiny white piece here for your pulse line, for your pulse hole of the carburetor. So just push that back into the rubber boot. Fits right in there, and you have your little metal collar spacer that goes in the boot, just like Stills and other Echoes, okay? Plunk, that's in. Okay. Not in very good. Come on, stay in there. Okay, there we go. Now we hook the carburetor back up. You got the fuel line here, and you got the throttle to hook back up, okay? And the choke, obviously, it's the lever here. So let's get the throttle rod hooked into the lever of the carburetor. Come on, get in there. Okay, put that around underneath there. Oh, gotta get it on the other side of the choke rod. Okay, see, like I said, I've only done one of these before. Okay, so let's get that over there. Like so. There we go, that's a lot easier. Okay, make sure that our steel spacer's still in there and your white piece is still in there. Hook up your gas line here. This is the purge valve line on the left side, and your gas line pokes into the grommet that's provided in the saw here. Okay, so there we go. Look at that, it all lines up. Now we take our filter adapter and the 2 carb screws, put it in there, and screw it down. There we go. That's the carburetor pretty much installed, eh? Pretty basic. Just the routine of doing it. Okay, we don't have that pinch, that line. Nope, it's all good. Okay, there we go. Throttle works. The line seems to be okay. Now let's put our spark plug back in. The spark plug's in the back here and has a cover that goes over top of it. This is a 5/8 socket you need for these little CMR plugs, which makes them a lot more compact. Got our 5/8 socket. Tighten that up. I don't like to use the impacts on sockets, or sockets on spark plugs, I should say. Okay, hook up our spark plug lead. And here's your little cover that goes over. It's got little hinges in the back here. Go over, click. So there you go. It's in its spot. So now all we got left is couple bolts here for the handlebars, and the air filter in the top cover. Okay, so let's get this bolt there. This one's still in here. Put it back in when I took the handlebars off. So yeah, put that on. So that one kind of sits down in a groove there like that. Somehow. Okay. Come on. Wrestle me around here. You're gonna put that side in first. Yeah, get that in that groove. Somehow like that. Okay. Got a little groove there. Huh. Always something, eh? Let's see here. This should go in like so. There we go. Just gotta give her a little push. Get this side in and over here. Get that screw back in. I didn't want to break anything. Okay, and there's one more screw for this side. Gonna line up the little spring mount there. Just gonna give it a little push over with a little awl or something. There we go. As they're just self-tapping screws. Okay. With these self-tapping screws on any saws, don't over tighten them and strip them. Okay, just give them a good snug. They hold themselves in there good. Okay, there we go. Now we got an air filter. It's right in front of me. Put that on here. Somehow it fits in there. Got it on backwards. Let's see here. Just go like this. Huh. That's a little bit of a strange putting it on. Do I have this upside down? I don't think so. Maybe I do. Let's take that off and have a little better look. I don't know. There we go. Okay. Just got to kind of wiggle it into the right position. Okay. There you go. And then this top cover is kind of like a little tilty whirl thing here. Now it looks like we're... Oh, there's a little snapper. That down on there. That's all there is to it. Just a little snap for that, holds that down. So all there's left to do now is take the muffler and mod it. I take the OEM muffler and I'm going to cut this side out of it here and put this pipe. I'm going to cut this pipe on an angle. It won't be the rusty piece either. And then point it down this way, kind of out. Then I have to carve that outer cover, modify it slightly for the pipe to hang down. So there you go. There's the assembly of a 2511 from the bottom up, and we'll get her ripping and running later after I do the muffler, and we'll go try it out. Okay, Greg Watson, got the 2511 PN done, CS 2511 PN. See how she goes. This is a big piece of wood for this saw.
Not bad, full length. Had the full length of the bar in the wood, 16-inch 325. Nothing like some yellow cedar in the morning. And some two-stroke mix. There you go, buddy. See how she goes for you. Thanks. Alrighty, so we got the 2511 PN, CS 2511 PN, back handle type one. I prefer this style actually than the topping saw, but I'm not a tree topper, so I'm just saying, right? If I was using one, I kind of have more control with that. But everyone's, you know, tree toppers get used to the one-handed stuff and whatnot, and topping saws that, you know, that's what you're used to, right? But this fellow wanted this type of one for trail building. We got the speed cut speed cut nano bar on it, 16-inch 325, 43 thou. Not a bad cutting chain. It's looks very similar to Low Pro 3/8. It does have a bit of a round tooth with the second rake or two, so it is a bit of a safety chain. I buried this in a piece of wood today. It would have had to been, let's see, piece of wood had to been about 24 inches. It was hard old fir, and I buried this bar completely in there, and I couldn't really stall it. I adjusted the carburetor a couple times, but I had a little too lean. I gave it some more fuel, and it just pulled good, man. I could bury the bar and keep pushing. I think with a better chain, it might even be better. And in smaller stuff, it'll definitely cut real quick. So I've tried a few of these now. I've tried a Ripsaw 2511 of Buckins with a 14-inch quarter pitch sprocket set up on it. Sure, it was nice and fast cutting. Great little saw. They did a darn good job on it. I've tried a few other ones that I've done, and I've tried stock ones. So I like this one. It's got good torque. It's a little bit loud. I used this one size pipe here I put on the side. I could have showed you how I modified that, but I just basically cut a hole in it and brazed this on there. Brazing is a little hard. MIG welding or TIG welding would be better, but brazing, you got to get your both temperatures of the both metals just right for that braze to lay on there and get the flux off the rod onto there. So hopefully that sticks on for them and works fine. I've turned the oiler right up to high and just give it a little more oil, but not a bad little saw to work on. I'm quite impressed with it. Don't really see anything bad with it. You know, it's not a big wood saw, but here's a feature a lot of people don't know of Echo. Take your starter handle, look at that, fits right onto your caps to take your caps off easy. Little trick one of the salesmen showed me one day. Kind of neat. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty impressed with these little saws, and a lot of people are out there. So just be gentle with them, treat them good, and they'll treat you good. So there you go. That's my finalization of that. I look forward to doing another one, and maybe even some more. I got to get some of those smaller little bits though for porting, the little 1/8 burr bits. I got mostly quarter
I did have some 1/8 that I did this with, but I'll have to get some different ones. So yeah, Echo on. Keep your saw into it, sticky nice, rubber on the road. Have a great day. Keep your chains sharp. And good mix oil. Okay, I'm back again. Wow. This is going to be the 4th video I'm joining together for this series tonight. This is funny. I wanted to show you guys this because it was kind of neat, actually. These are the tools to take the saw completely apart right to the bottom end, okay? Right to the cylinder apart, the piston out of the cylinder. So T27 is your main one. Fits every screw on here. Every screw. 13 mil for your bar nut and your clutch nut. 12 mil for your flywheel nut. These are the limiter cap removal tool. You thread in left-hand thread, pull them out, and this is the tuning screwdriver. You can use this one or a still one or something small again. You guys get that. But basically, right here, 1, 2, 3, and the plug wrench 5/8. 4 tools to take this thing completely apart and to put it back together. If you want to take the piston clips out, sure, you can use this pair of needle nose or use them for on your hoses. But you can almost do them by hand on every one on this thing. I use this driver here, 3/8 driver on my impact with a T27 bit I get from Still. I use that every day with all my fasteners. Just a great little saw I did here. I just wanted to show you guys that. Very little tool. So you know what? You don't need a huge toolbox like this. Take one of these apart and put it back together. 20 minutes to take apart, pretty much. This thing took apart when I took it apart. 24 to 25 minutes to put it together. Then my measuring of the port timing and porting it. And the muffler mod and test running it. So, well, whatever, eh? So, keep sawing it with sticky nice rubbing the road. I went to the beach after I ran that saw earlier. That's why I had the other hat on. Now I got this hat on and had this fuzzy for a little bit of swim. Got in the water a little bit myself. Now it's time to go up and have some Donny and end the Sunday night. So have a good day, everyone out there. Happy Monday tomorrow.